I'm Ethan. I'm Calvin. We're 8th graders at Star Middle, and you're listening to the West Ada Podcast.
I mean, you could go in the backyard and if you're cleaning up the backyard, raking leaves, create a game out of it. You know, you got 10 minutes. Let's see who can get the biggest leaf pile, you know, and just make it fun.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new 2026 edition of
here we
the
are.
West Ada Podcast. Yeah, we're doing some things a little differently this year.
Fun.
Thank you for being here today and being back with us. What we're doing, we're starting a new student pulse section, and our goal is to have students from all of our different high schools come in and just let us know what's going on,
right
what
now
it's like
in
to
their
be a
school,
high
yep.
schooler. And so that is a new thing that we're doing. You'll see that in our second segment. But to begin with, it's January. We're talking health. We're talking, hey, let's get back in shape.
Let's set ourselves up for some lifetime fitness. And so we have two amazing elementary PE teachers. We have Tim Fulwood from Galileo STEM Academy. He's been teaching there for 19 years. And then on the other end, we have John Feggo, who is in his second year of teaching at Seven Oaks Elementary. And they are just amazing. And they have a passion for lifelong learning, lifelong fitness. So why not set us up for success in January?
Totally. I love the influence that coaches and teachers have on our life. So to hear from a couple of PE teachers and the impact that they get to have on our kids, it's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Well, we're excited that you're here. Let's get to it.
Tim Fulwood, you are a veteran PE teacher here in West Ada. And John Feggo, you're 2 years into teaching here in West Ada.
Love
Welcome,
it.
gentlemen.
Ooh, yeah.
It's good to have you.
Us.
Yeah,
Great.
thank you for being here.
Love having you both here.
Yeah, it's fun. So I think we'd probably start with Tim. What kind of led you to this? You want to give us a little background? What led you to teaching elementary PE?
Oh, boy. Great question. I think it goes back to my schooling. I had great teachers, great coaches, had a great experience, and just those relationships that they built with us students, and what they, contributed to us. I wanted to be part of that. Okay. I guess I kind of took an atypical approach to elementary PE. I started off at the high school level. Most people probably started at the bottom and work up. I went back down. So my first 6 years were at high school. I was teaching PE at a small community, great community, loved it out there. But it was a 50-minute commute on dry roads. Was out there for 6 years, which was great. But then I decided to look for something closer home. And so I moved over to what was Meridian School District, and now West Ada. And I had a transition year at the middle level at Meridian Middle, and then moved over to Galileo, and they had an elementary position over there, and have been there ever since. It's been wonderful. A great community out there.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
So cool.
And just a fun little tidbit. All three of my boys came up through Galileo and had you as a PE teacher.
Yes,
so
they did.
Yes, they did. You know the Galileo thing,
Got
right?
a Galileo. Yeah. Galileo.
Well, and John, I met you last year at our new teacher, introduction with all of that. So you're just kind of getting started. Second year at Seven Oaks.
Yep.
How did you get into PE?
Yeah, much similar to Tim. Big influence. Was elementary teachers and middle school teachers. I also went through West Ada, which was Meridian at the time.
So what schools did you go to?
McMillan Elementary.
Yeah.
Scott Middle School and Centennial High School.
You're a homegrown guy.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Yeah.
Wow. West Ada ready, as we like to say.
There we go.
Yeah. At the time, I didn't know. I just loved PE, loved the teachers, loved the engagement that we had, and I really looked up to them. The older I got, the more influence they had on me. And I played basketball at Centennial High School.
Okay.
And our PE teacher, Tom Ipersbach, was the head coach. So he struck a chord with me, and I just really loved what he did, and it always resonated with me. And I finally took the leap and went to Boise State to get my degree, and did the whole thing, and couldn't be happier at Seven Oaks.
I love it. Love it.
And it's funny, you mentioned to us earlier, you're going to have your first daughter is going to be a kindergartner at Seven Oaks with you next year. That's fun.
That's so exciting. The day she walks into my gym as a student,
that's cool.
It's going to be something so cool.
That's
Been there, done that. That's awesome.
I love it. Well, so why did you guys choose? I mean, I love that you kind of came back from high school down to elementary, but why did you guys choose elementary school? Maybe, John, if you want to start, why did you choose that age group?
I actually dipped my toe into coaching, and it was with 5th and 6th grade boys in the Boise School District.
Okay.
So got a feel for that, and it was going great. It was awesome. I loved it so much. And then COVID hit, And I decided it was time to make a change in my life. And I was like, PE, I could do this every day, all day. And so I went through the program at Boise State and loved every class I took. And it just got better and better and better. And then was lucky enough to land an elementary job. And I really love it.
That's cool. That's cool. Tim, what about, why this age?
I feel like it chose me because I started off at the upper level and then I was at the middle level and was looking and had an opening at Galileo, and they approached me, and it was not just elementary PE, but I taught some middle school level out the classes, World Civ out there as well. But then full-time elementary position when I was out there opened up, and I jumped in, and I love it. It is so great. Just those connections and those relationships that you can build with the kids and the families. And another thing that I'm sure John can attest to is just seeing the kids' excitement and their anticipation coming into PE class every single day. What are we doing today? What are we doing today? And just they look forward to it, and just their energy is contagious. So it's so fun.
Well, I know, as a parent, like I think back to elementary PE in the 80s for me, and it was like, maybe the most exciting thing is when we got to bring the parachute thing in and or play some dodgeball that I was scared of.
Yeah.
But I've seen, I can witness first the passion in both of you. That's what every parent wants for their kids' teachers. But I know some of those super creative things you do, like glow stick drumming and other crazy fun things that just make movement fun without feeling like punishment or something.
Absolutely. I have a saying, playing with purpose, and I try to create a fun environment where the kids are playing, but they're learning skills, that they can apply throughout their lifetime and become physically literate and apply those skills for lifetime,
Sure.
But the more fun you have, the more kids are engaged, and the more they like to do it, and they're going to learn when they're enjoying it.
Well, I've got to say this. I got to jump in and say, so a couple of years ago, I did a story with Tim, Cosmic Bowling, and I'll drop that into the show notes today, just so you can, because if you've never seen Cosmic Bowling, it's so cool. So anyway, I'll drop that in. John, what does a great class look like for you?
Oh, a lot of what Tim said,
Sure.
The excitement and the engagement, and it is infectious, the energy that the kids have, but I bring it as well.
Yeah.
I got a smile on my face the whole time. I like to play music. I take requests.
I love it.
Whatever the kids are listening to, I'll throw it on there to keep them engaged and keep them excited. And I think those moments and those lessons that we create and curate really resonate with them, and they'll take it home, and maybe they'll try it at home. Maybe they'll do it with their siblings.
Sure.
And then it becomes a way of life.
Yeah, I'll jump onto that. I have a lot of parents that come back and say, "Oh, my kid has taught me how to play a certain tag game at home, and they learned it in PE class." And so them taking what you teach them at school and applying it at home, it's just awesome. It's so fun.
Well, so parents, we're always looking for ways to keep your kids actively engaged and off a screen. Would you say that that's kind of some way that parents can help with that? Hey, what are you doing in PE? What are some fun things you learned? You want to play that at home?
Yeah, absolutely. Getting the kids' input on what they like to do, or maybe what they're interested in.
Yeah.
And then clinging on to that, making some time for it, getting the whole family involved, maybe buying a couple pieces of equipment to really let kiddos at that age try things out.
Sure.
And then get used to it, get excited about it. Maybe they'll move on with that one. Maybe we'll move on to another one. But if you take it home and get your family involved and excited, and we can kind of build on that.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, it's January. You guys, it's January. I'm at the gym last night, and holy cow, New Year's resolutions.
Right.
Like holy cow, everybody and their dog is there. But I don't know, Tim, how important is it to instill in our kids lifelong movement and fitness? I mean, is that a goal? How do you even try and do that?
It absolutely is a goal. You want kids to live an active life and a healthy life. And again, it goes back to creating that excitement where they are engaged and they're wanting to learn these skills. And so they, we always talk about becoming physically literate and learning these skills. And once they have those skills, they can apply them in a wide range of activities out there. So, it's very important.
Love it.
Gosh, I wish I would have learned a love for playing. Would you say playing with
purpose?
With
purpose.
At a younger age. I know it now as an adult and can implement it and that kind of thing. Yeah. But I would have loved to learn that 30 years ago.
Well, I love what you guys said too. I mean, teachers, coaches had such an impact on my life. It's a huge deal. I don't know if you even go into your job thinking like that, but what would you say to that, John? Like how much being a mentor, how important is that to you?
It was massive for me. Like I didn't have a lot of I didn't have male role models in my home growing up.
Okay.
So my PE teachers were like an extension of that, so to speak. And I went into basketball as a freshman in high school, and my teammates were my brothers.
Yeah.
You know, we were a family. We went through a lot of things together. We would travel, we would win, we would lose. And all those experiences kind of came up through PE, getting the skills and the confidence to put myself out there and to play a sport.
Love that.
And everything that came with it was unbelievable. And that's what I try to radiate to my students. I want you to play something. So I talk about the next level. When you go to middle school, who wants to play in a sport or be a part of a club? Whether it's a sport or athletics, it doesn't necessarily have to be. There's other ways to stay active.
Sure.
Other groups to be a part of.
Sure.
But I definitely want them to feel comfortable and confident that they can go for it when they get to that level.
I love that.
That is so good. So what about kids who maybe don't necessarily see themselves as athletic? I mean, Tim, you're at Galileo. There's probably, a handful of kids there that maybe don't see themselves. Maybe don't see themselves as athletes or that kind of thing. How do you encourage those students?
I always just encourage them to do their best. I always say, do your best, forget the rest. We talk about that a lot, and just finding something that they enjoy doing. And we talk about sportsmanship and not ever comparing themselves with somebody else. Just finding something that they love to do, and whatever that is, do it to the best of your ability, and don't compare. Be a good teammate, be a good classmate, show sportsmanship, encourage other kids. That's just as important as being able to making baskets.
That's that friends teammate thing. Yeah.
So just being that encourager and being that teammate, and again, just being the kind kid is huge. Being the kind kid is just as important as being the best basketball player.
100%. Yeah. How do you? So again, it's January. What do you say to parents in terms of how can we help parents who are going, golly, I ate too much over Christmas break or whatever, to be more physically active with their kids? Any tips or tricks that you all would throw out there?
The biggest thing I would say is start small. Make little changes, whether it's diet or it's fitness. Starting daily, maybe only 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes. Include the family. Maybe we're going to go on a walk every night.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
So you don't burn out.
Exactly. You go too hard, too fast. That's why a lot of resolutions fall off around February.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
Well, I heard something the other day that resolutions, most of them are done by January 9th. So like this Friday, people are like, oh, my thoughts. So the gym should be clear soon, Ken.
Those 2 visits to the gym are done.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I agree 100% with John. Just find, even if you just find one thing that you can incorporate, start small, set specific goals, and just start incorporating them, whether it's a walk, a bike ride. You could go in the backyard and if you're cleaning up the backyard, raking leaves, create a game out of it. You got 10 minutes. Let's see who can get the biggest leaf pile, and just make it fun, and just start creating those little habits that carry over throughout their lifetime. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, and I love going into our elementary. I love going into all of our schools, but elementary schools, you're learning that reading, writing, arithmetic, all the R's, right?
Yeah.
But what do kids learn? What do kids learn in PE? What do you learn there that is just as important as reading or writing or arithmetic?
Kind of what Tim talked to, the sportsmanship of it, being a good teammate, being positive. It's not always the most skilled kids or the most athletic kids who even the PE teachers gravitate toward. I tend to gravitate toward those who need a little more help, a little more assistance. I'll challenge those athletes, quote unquote,
right,
to do something a little more challenging, but then I'll focus my attention on those who need just a little more care, a little more talking to, because I want to see them come up and them be confident in their movement.
Give them a voice and give them, I love all that. Tim,
and providing that emotional support to those kids, and emotional well-being and social skills, not just physical fitness, but it's just that whole holistic approach that physical fitness, physical education provides. Just the total well-being of the kids that they get in PE. In my opinion, I think PE is just the most important class that we have out there. I mean, I'll say it right now. I'll say it right now. You know, and there's been so many numerous studies that if a kid is getting activity, you know, and is fit, it's going to carry over to other areas in their lives, including academics. They're going to They're going to be better academically with it. So, you know, PE is such a broad class, and so many skills, soft and hard skills that we touch on, and the kids learn that it's awesome. It's incredible.
I love that.
PE's obviously not just playing. I mean, you have curriculum and standards and things that you're meeting throughout the year. Does screen time kind of, you've touched a lot on other things. Does screen time kind of play into that, like the importance of putting it down and getting movement and that kind of thing, stepping away? Is that something that you cover? Or
we talk some about that. You know, we try to. I encourage the kids to limit it. I think getting rid of it is unrealistic in our society nowadays. But there's so many cool physical fitness activities out there that are online, you know, that we even use some of them in PE, you know, brain breaks and things like that, that they can still get active when they're on their computer. But I think balance is a key. And, you know, you got to be intentional about it. I think that's something the parents can do as well, is their intentionality as far as, okay, you got to limit your screen time, and then we're going to go take a walk, or, you know, whatever. But we do talk about that, touch about.
Yeah.
Well, and is there any, this is maybe a harder question, I'm using air quotes, but like a time where you saw a lesson or a class click, or where you saw a light bulb go on for a kid, like, oh, that's cool. Johnny,
I'm super curious how John, 2 years in.
Only 2 years in, but have you seen one of those where it's like, oh, that was a cool day?
Yeah. Those moments are great, and they happen so quickly and in different magnitudes. But if I think of one specifically, we're practicing overhand throwing, and I spot one of those kiddos who needs a little extra attention.
Sure.
Not getting the mechanics down totally. And I come over and I'm like, okay, we want your shoulder facing the wall, and their chest is facing the wall, so they're out of position already. So I turn them to the side, and then they give it a throw, but they're not moving their feet. So now I need you to step toward the wall. And they're like, okay. And I put my foot on their right foot. So they.
Oh, so you're really getting them the proper position. Sure.
Manipulating their body to get them in the right position. Yeah. And I step on that, and they step toward the wall, and their body rotates, and they throw the ball to the wall.
Oh, that's the feeling.
Yeah. And exactly. And you could see like the joy on their face and the smile, and now they're doing it, you know, and those are the moments that are just the best.
Man, now if you could just help me with my golf swing, that would be great.
We don't have that much time, Katie.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Tim, I'm sure you've had plenty of times over the years.
You know, we talk about perseverance, and we talk about with the kids that there's going to be things you're good at, things you're not good at, things you like, things you don't like. Again, just doing your best and persevering and never giving up even when something's hard. And you know, one story I use, you know, with our jump rope unit, and learning how to jump rope's difficult.
Yeah, it is.
It's difficult, you know. And
check out the summer wind skippers. By the way. Sorry to interrupt you, but the summer wind skippers are amazing.
Yeah,
but anyway,
they are. They're incredible. Yeah. But I had a student he struggled. We started in kindergarten, in first grade, and second grade, and he could not even do one jump. You know, but we talked about perseverance. Don't give up. You're never going to learn. You know, if you quit. And
best lessons are when you lose.
And this kid was so motivated. It was so cool to see. And every year he kept practicing. You could see his game face. He was getting on and trying to practice. And I sent a rope home with him. And you know, by the time he got into fourth grade, he was one of our best jumpers. You know, and if he would, and I use that as an example of these kids that are starting out. Was like, I just can't do this. You know, no, you can do this. Don't give up. Persevere. You know, and they can get it. You know, as long as they persevere. So it was really cool. I use that example all the time. So
I love that. That.
Is there something that for our parents listening, is there something that you would like to encourage them, or maybe clarify about like PE and lifelong learning and lifelong fitness?
I think when we think about elementary PE, it's just so foundational for their whole life of physical activity. You know, we want to teach them skills, want to teach them how to move their body the right way so they can participate and they can also avoid injury.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. So that's a big component. And then the engagement piece, because we want them to enjoy it and love it. Yeah. They have to have fun with it. They have to love it. They have to take ownership of it, and it'll carry them through. And honestly, a lot of that starts at home as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, 100%.
With our kiddos, we can do what we can. I only see my kids 1 hour a week. So, I mean, I can make the impact I can make in that
Sure,
time.
but it's a small window.
It is a small window. So at home, piggybacking on what we're doing, asking them, what are you learning? What do you like? What can we do here at home?
Gosh, I love that as parents. I think having those dinner time conversations, like, what'd you learn today? And like, not yes, no questions, but I love, like, show me how you learned how to throw a ball today or whatever. I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I think parents, I know parents are the kids' biggest role models, throughout their life,
100%.
And so if they can be intentional and model that, the fitness and eating right and providing that emotional support and the social skills and just be an encourager to their kids, it's going to carry over into those kids' lives.
If there's parents who have maybe typically had kind of a sedentary lifestyle or maybe not the best choices, we talked about just starting small. Is there like one tip you could say, like, go for a walk after dinner, or one thing to kind of get their family more active?
Yeah, I know we all have busy schedules, and the time we come back together is dinner time, right? Mm-hmm. But we got to put food on the table. So maybe there's a different way we can prepare dinner, like a crock pot, or if you are ordering in, let's use that time, that 45-minute delivery time, to do something physically active, to maybe have a fitness challenge in the house, or maybe purchase a pickleball set and we'll play pickleball till the food's ready, something like that.
That's fun.
Taking the time and getting some equipment.
No, I totally agree. I think family time is vital. Even something as simple as, how can we get kids active if they're watching TV? Okay, how can, instead of just sitting there, maybe something like, I'm just thinking out loud here, during commercials, okay, now get up, let's start doing jumping jacks.
During the
commercials.
For the next 2 minutes.
For the next 2 minutes, we're going to do active, and then TV show comes back down.
I'm not going to lie, back in the day when my kids were elementary age, laser tag. Tag through the house. I mean, I'm sweating. I'm like, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Take a break. But
Or
it was fun.
currently in my frat house where everybody's wrestling every night. Like, I swear I don't even need couches. Like, all four of them, or my husband included. I mean, they're jujitsuing each other, wrestling, whatever.
Let's do jujitsu.
Yeah, yay! Mom's cooking dinner.
It was wrestling when I grew up.
Yeah.
Come on, my big brother, let's wrestle.
Well, I just can't thank you guys enough for doing what you do and for coming in here. But before we turn off the microphones, any parting shots? Anything we haven't covered that you're like, hey, Ken, Katie, we should have talked about X? John, did we cover it?
I think we did a pretty good job, but take the time at home, ask your kids what they're interested in, and get involved.
Yeah, get involved with your kids' lives. Be their encourager, be their biggest fan. Being intentional about including just small little nuggets of fitness every day. Taking walks, is huge. So.
Yeah,
love it. Love it. Well, thank you both for what you do. It's so cool to have role models in our elementary schools doing what you guys do. It's very cool.
And thank you for letting your passion shine, because the kids can feel that, and that makes me really happy as a parent. So thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
It's very fun.
Great.
Well, and thank you all for being here. Listen, there's a whole new segment coming up after the break. Stick around, because we've got a couple of high school students with a brand new student pulse section.
Yeah, they're going to give us a pulse on Renaissance.
You're going to love it.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel? Go to YouTube, search West Ada School District, and like and subscribe today.
Okay, so I'm not a New Year's resolution guy by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a new year. We have a brand new segment, and it's our student pulse, and we're joined by a couple of lovely students from Renaissance High School.
We have Mike Foisey. He's the ASB class president over at Renaissance, and then we have Alex Bradley, and she's a senior class president. And who better to represent their school than these two? So
thank you.
We just want to get a vibe for what's going on at Renaissance High School. So I made these lovely topic cards.
Wow.
You all get to choose. Okay, Alex, you get to choose. Topic 1, 2, or 3. What are we going to begin with today? Let's go. Drum roll.
Let's start with the first. First is the best, right?
Yeah, sure.
Number
Let's go in order.
Number 1. What's
School spirit.
Okay, so school spirit. How have you guys facilitated school spirit at Renaissance High School this school year?
That's all Alex.
Yeah.
A school spirit at a school that doesn't have any type of sports games. A little bit difficult, I do have to say. Yeah.
Right?
So it definitely poses us a challenge. For homecoming, our first spirit week of the year, we've been doing a raffle. So every day students dress up. They get a raffle ticket to enter into multiple prizes.
Sure.
This year we had a speaker. We had like a pickleball kit. What else did we have? Legos.
Oh gosh, yeah, we had Legos. I think there were like baskets for like s'mores or something.
Yeah.
That's fun.
But we raffled them off at our like volleyball game because I mean we don't have like a homecoming
Your
football
volleyball
game.
game.
We have
Yeah.
a staff versus senior volleyball game, and so
Okay.
that was a great idea. And we raffled them off there at halftime.
What's it like? So Renaissance, you don't have your own sports stuff going on. What's it like to kind of create that vibe at Renaissance?
So it definitely starts with like student council, and we make it like a requirement for student council members to dress up just like any other high school does. But it's just a lot of promotion, you know, and you have to think about when creating Spirit Week, like things that are easily accessible for the majority to dress up for.
Totally.
Oh,
and
yeah.
that people want to dress up for. So like one of the days that we've always wanted to do is like a Minion Day. But how many
doesn't
people
love Minion Day?
Exactly.
Come on.
But like how many people have overalls and a yellow shirt?
Right.
Like none. So you have to think of things that people can actually participate in. So one of our most popular is we do pajama day, and usually we do that on like the last day of second semester or first semester.
Oh,
Right before Christmas break.
Yeah.
And then we got tons like I'm like only thinking Christmas right now because that's what we just did.
Well, and we
Yeah,
have
we're
the
just-
privilege
you know.
of sharing a building with you, so we
Oh,
get
yeah.
to see all your cool ideas. And I noticed on the last day before break, staff was handing out tickets to students as they walked in, and I'm assuming
Yeah.
that was for some kind of spirit. Or
Well,
it
the
was.
staff has kind of done that on our own. Honestly, student council doesn't really ask of them to do this, but they hand out like tardy passes just to get out of jail free card
Yeah.
out of the
Yeah.
tardy, and so that really helps too.
It definitely helps, and everyone's like, oh, like what day are they going to do it? Because even us student council members don't know, because they hand out 2 tardy passes, like of 2 of the 5 days of the week,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay.
And we don't know what days they
I
are.
didn't even know that.
You didn't?
No.
Yeah, they do 2 a week.
He learned something new.
Apparently.
Welcome to the West Ada podcast.
guess,
We always learn
yeah.
something new here. You guys, this is super fun. Okay, I'm curious to see what the other topics are.
Okay, all right. So, Mike, you pick the
You
next
get to pick.
topic.
Okay.
Oh,
Are
we're
you
gonna
guys
go
going
in
in order?
Of course, they are. They're
wanna-
Renaissance kids.
Yeah, we're going.
What's the topic?
Okay, it's the
roundabout
rumble.
roundabout
Okay, yeah, this
So-
is fun. Tell about that.
So last year, student council started a like rivalry game between Renaissance High School and Idaho Fine Arts Academy. Of
Sure,
course.
sure.
And the gimmick was we had a sport we played last year. It was soccer, and then there was 2 other criteria. There was a trivia match that was done between like a group of Renaissance teachers or like staff and IFA teachers.
Yeah.
And then there was a cheer criteria, and it was assessed. I think we got some people from the district. There were people floating about. We had
Yeah.
judges,
Yeah.
and Renaissance ended up taking the cake.
It definitely took inspiration, I have to say, from like Sneaky Sneaker.
Yeah.
You guys been in
The
that?
other big rivalry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they doing that again?
They are actually going to
Okay.
be a judge this year, but that's
Oh,
another
wow.
Are
story.
you going to be a judge?
Yeah,
I
they
didn't-
just
But
asked
yeah.
me.
I just learned something. This is fantastic.
But yeah, like Stinky Sneaker, they don't just look at the game, but they look at other factors. And
Sure.
so we wanted to try to be
Sure.
more
Yeah.
fair.
And so we're really looking forward to it. Just kind of bigger and better. I mean, so the gimmick is whoever wins gets to pick the sport, I guess, for next year.
Yeah.
I personally enjoy the idea of kickball. I haven't talked to IFA about any of this, but I don't
Here
know.
first.
That's the idea I'd like to
Kickball,
float.
dodgeball,
I
what are we
heard
gonna
that
do?
they
Yeah.
play kickball for some events, so maybe we'd get some more competition.
Yeah.
But definitely engaging more on the cheer side of things, because
Love it.
I was on the front lines cheering.
Yeah.
And I mean, we tried. I don't think we got the point there, but having an actual dedicated cheer like section or squad, I think could go a long way.
Yeah.
And like more even practices, like getting a group together. I don't know. It's something to look forward
We
to.
had pretty good cheers at our staff versus senior volleyball game.
I
So
think that went
we
well.
got like a wave
Recruit
going
'em.
on. Yeah.
What's the staff like at Renaissance?
They're very dedicated.
Sure,
They
sure.
definitely like Renaissance is just a different environment than most other schools, you know?
Yeah.
Like,
It's rigorous from an academic
Yeah.
standpoint.
But
Yeah.
part of the reason why it is because the students here come here because they want to learn.
Yeah.
And so it's like we're not necessarily that much smarter than any other like high school students, but we have the environment that we want to learn, and so it makes it easier to learn. Does that make
So
sense?
you're ready to lock
Yeah.
in. I mean,
Yeah.
it's all
I-
about locking
Yeah.
in from day one kind of thing.
So that's how I
kinda-
explain it to like other students from other schools, like in my CTE classes.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I
Makes
kind
sense.
of subscribe to the work hard, play hard kind of idea.
Sure.
And so my goal in student council is to have these like events or something that's like, hey, a fun memory that people can look back on.
Love
that
it.
kind of play hard idea.
Love it.
Anyway, so that's what I personally love to do.
Love
Well,
it.
and I love that you guys came up with the Roundabout Rumble. And for folks who are watching or listening that don't know, Renaissance and IFA kind of share a common entrance, and
Yeah.
there's a roundabout you have to get through for both schools. So the Roundabout Rumble is apropos.
It's a singular entrance for 2 schools.
Yes.
So
Love it.
it definitely
That's
gets
not
a
weird
little aggressive in the morning.
No.
It's
Yes.
not weird in the morning.
When it gets icy, oh my gosh.
It was backed up on my way
All right,
here.
so I get topic number 3. 'Cause
Okay.
that's all we have left, you people and your. Okay, a joint talent show.
Yeah,
Between you all and IFA.
So this is also on the docket, and I'm talking to them currently.
Okay,
but,
you do know that IFA is pretty talented. You know
Yeah,
that.
Oh, I know. That's the point. It's not a competition. It's appreciation. Okay.
Okay, as long
And
as you
so
clarify
it's an
that, that's
opportunity
fine, yeah.
to bring more people in, and I hope it goes well. They have a very busy time. We're trying to host this sometime end of February,
Okay.
first week of March. I'm still waiting to get final details. Still talking with them.
Sure,
but
sure.
we had a proof of concept last year. We just held it in our own like White Cloud Auditorium, just a small thing. I think it went well, but
Yeah.
it definitely could improve.
Yeah.
And
Sure.
so we're trying to get because we don't have like an auditorium or anything. We're trying to get
Sure.
Meridian Middles, hopefully, because
Oh,
that's usually where we have like our
It's
concerts.
a
and
very
things.
cool auditorium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just having the ability for IFA to join would be a nice way to sort of raise the bar talent wise, I'll be honest.
Sure.
But just to bring more people in, last year was very students, like it was mainly students in the audience. This year I'd love to get it more students and parents.
What's the coolest talent you saw last year?
Or
Or the strangest thing you saw
Yeah.
last year? In the talent
strangest,
show?
I think, didn't someone have a choreographed dance in shark costumes?
Yeah, that was probably the favorite. I think it wasn't it.
We had 2 bands
Was it
too,
Baby
which was
Shark?
great.
I think it was the baby shark.
No,
Well, you know what? Your staff did a holiday performance on the last day before winter break.
oh yeah.
Really?
And you missed it. They did like
There
a
was some
flash
singing.
mob,
I heard
and they
about
did-
this.
You guys should probably rope them into the talent show too.
Oh, heck
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
We had like a little, oh gosh, what was it? It was like Family Feud. And it was good. It went on a little long, but like continuing this and hopefully cementing it. Like that's the idea here is if we can get like, hey, Meridian Middle, it's these 2 schools, we'll get this going. It'll be great. It's also thinking of floating it as an opportunity to like plug like senior class fund, try to get like a plug to the No Nonsense fundraiser. It's a maybe. Like this
Yeah.
is all in development.
Sure, but these are the things that you're thinking about and
Well,
trying to
yeah,
make happen.
yeah, and
like I feel like the big thing is that all these other high schools, because they have sports, they have events going on weekly. Minus here, we have
So
maybe
you have
like
to
2 events a
engineer
month.
some things.
Yeah.
So we got to create more events to get that student like participation and student spirit up.
Yeah, it's those memories. That's what it
So,
comes
yeah.
down to.
Because
So
we just miss out on a lot without not having sports.
Well, I just need to shine some light on you guys because I get to work with all the student councils in the district. And over the last couple of years, you have really, really stepped up. And I think the 2 of you being seniors, I'm probably going to get like mom tears for you. But you're leaving a great legacy and you've really raised the bar for the students coming up behind you. So good job.
I am so excited for next year's group because I love them. I'm sad I don't have like an actual student council class to see them, every day or something. And so I'm really looking forward to what they do, honestly.
Okay, I love this. I feel like we got to pull a feel,
do.
a
A
feel
pulse
for the
for-
pulse of
for
Renaissance.
Renaissance.
But last question before we go.
Yeah.
What should adults know? And I want to ask all of our high school students this question, but what should adults know about what it's like to be a high schooler in 2026? I can't believe it's 2026.
I know.
But what should adults know about what it's like to be a high schooler?
I mean, personally, I feel like one of the biggest disconnects I feel with my parents, maybe this is more or less because we go to Renaissance, but the stress levels are different,
Like
Compared
the academic stress you're dealing with or
all of it.
just the whole thing?
Yeah. So, my parents, they were in school in the 80s and 90s, right? Pretty common,
I remember
think.
those days. I
Yeah.
remember,
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
those, I remember
Throwing
those
you
days.
back.
Yeah.
And that was like before, like you had cell phones still, you maybe pager.
I had a pager. Oh, I definitely had a pager. Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay. I'm right.
Pagers, you
Yeah.
kids.
I had a cell phone in a bag. It like plugged into my car.
Yeah, you
Pigeons.
had like that like kind of connection, but
Sure.
the entire web, how it is now, is so completely different than what it was when they were in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
yeah.
it's not even just like there's like the social media side on how that creates more pressure when it comes to social stances, but there's
Yeah.
also like I feel like the academic load is a little heavier when everything can just be online, you know?
Oh.
Like, it's easier. Teachers can grade stuff quicker. It's just like,
So you can't get
It's just,
away
like,
from it kind of
visualized
thing? Is that what you're
different.
kind of
You
saying?
can't close the book.
You can't put it away and be done with it at some point.
yeah,
Is that what
there's
you're saying?
always something, you know? And
Yeah.
it's like,
That's
and
that's
there,
really
you get
good
constant
point.
reminders on like your phone, you know? Like, it's just more consuming
Sure.
when everything's online versus when you could just wait and talk in person, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just a whole different game. And I love my parents for trying to relate, but it's just different.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes it. Mike,
That's
can you add
good.
on anything in there?
I agree. I also, I mean, the upside of that is like time management skills, you know, keeping a calendar, which is difficult.
Learning to do, sure.
As a high schooler in 2026, I don't know, I feel resilient. At least, like, I've had the opportunity to be pretty independent going through high school. And so, like, for me, I feel ready. And
I love it.
I don't know, just ready for the next chapter. And that doesn't mean, like, hey, let's skip to it. But it's like, let's enjoy it now. But also, like, I don't know, I'm ready for the future.
You're prepared, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel
be
good.
Be where your feet are, but also look forward.
Yes.
What's
No,
next?
absolutely.
Okay, sure.
I don't know. I don't.
It's important
That's
to be
cool.
able to like enjoy it though.
Yeah.
Heck
Maybe
yeah.
like it's hard to like remember, you know, when parents back when they were in high school, but it's like right now it is important to us to go to these school events.
Oh, yeah.
Even if we're grounded
Oh, yeah.
or something, like please like going to like these school events or being able to hang out on that holiday, like it means a lot more than just a little hangout, you know?
Sure.
It's
Yeah,
connecting with your peers, it's creating those connections that, you know, probably gonna fall out when you go to college, but
Yeah, it's borrowed time. You're limited.
Well,
there.
you're limited to it. Yeah, you only have 4 years of high school.
Sure.
And you guys only have a little while left.
I know.
As the mom of a senior, I appreciate the perspective. So thank you for the reminder.
Love it. Love it. Well, you guys, Renaissance has set a high bar.
Yes.
You're our first student
Yes,
pulse.
well done,
and
Student Pulse.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for
Can't
having
wait to
us,
see
yeah.
what you all do next. It's going to be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, again, we're just so excited that you're here. And I know that things look a little bit different, but I love that the podcast, I want to get student voices in here.
Yeah.
So to have, you know, our PE teachers and then our students, just what a cool day.
It's a cool day, and it's always so fun when we can have our colleagues in here, and especially our students. And they really gave us quite a bit of information about Renaissance and what's going on. They're so cool.
100%. And I love hearing what it's like to be a high schooler, because I mean,
It's been a while since we were in high school, right,
It's been a
Ken?
minute since I've been to high school, and then just to know what they're experiencing is great. So thank you as always for being here. Please subscribe. You can get wherever you get your podcast, subscribe and to today, and you can go on YouTube and watch if you'd like to watch there as well. And I'll show the cosmic bowling thing I was talking about.
that
with
was
Tim
cool. Make sure
Fulwood.
it's in there.
I'll show that in the show notes. But again, we're glad that you're here. To learn more or listen to past episodes, you can go to westada.org/podcast, and we've got some more health stuff in January.
Sticking with that January New Year theme, we're going to have Dr. Eric Roy on the podcast. He's a local pediatrician. He's been my boy's pediatrician for years. And we're just going to talk about some healthy habits to really, like I said, set yourself up for success. Some sleep habits, some, staying off the screens, that kind of thing. So that's surely going to be a great conversation.
Sleep is huge, and I would
Yes.
love to hear what they have to say.
We're big sleepers in our house.
Oh my gosh. And our high schoolers, the stats are not good for sleep, and it's so important.
They need it. They need a lot of it. So
It'll be fun.
It's going to be a great conversation. As always, we love to hear from you. You can always reach out to us at communicate@westada.org. Send us your thoughts, your ideas, some tidbits about the show, and let us know what you're thinking. We love to hear it.
Yeah, and thanks again to Tim and to John and Alex and Mike to have four different voices. It's pretty
It's
darn
fun.
cool. So,
Yeah.
and thank you for being here. We will see you next time.